Good morning, everyone. How are y'all today?
Good morning. Why
And
is
how are
that?
you doing today, Carrie?
I'm okay. Let's just leave it at I'm okay.
Okie dokies. We'll leave it at you're okay. Good morning, my Olga, sweetheart. Afternoon. I know, sweetie, I am sending up healing prayers for you. I'm so sorry about what happened. Goodness. Good morning, Trisha, and congratulations. You got a membership to my channel for the month of July. I just can't imagine going to the dentist and them
Hi, Mama. Hi, Olga.
not being able to get your teeth pulled. Good
What?
morning, Laura, sweetheart. How are you? Yes, ma'am. You are so welcome.
Hi, Laura.
Good morning, MJ. How are you today?
I gotta take my meds.
Yes, please do so. I've had
Today's
all
Thursday, right? Because my
morning.
caregiver's
Good
here.
morning, Kim. Long time no see, sweetie.
Hi, Kim. Hi, MJ.
Michelle, you're a new member? I thought you'd always been a member. Go up here. Well, sweetie, not renewed for you. Oh, okay. That's okay. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Well, this is for you for joining my membership and for being welcomed into the little, I guess I ought to call it a schoolhouse, don't you think? Yeah, here we go.
Hi,
Oh,
Nana. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Nana Cat.
good morning, Mama Gwen and Nana Cat. Kim, their second knee replacement last Friday, doing great. Well, that is awesome. Yes, to the classroom. Excuse me. I shouldn't have said schoolhouse. Well, I hope everyone is having a great and there's Lana. I'm sorry, sweetheart, I didn't recognize you coming in. And Sarah, congratulations for you getting a free membership. I don't know, Michelle J. I don't know if many of you heard my story, but I've been a member of Granny D's channel for a while. I mean, a long while. And then, like in the last several months, every time I knew she was supposed to be coming on, I didn't get notifications. I didn't see her in my list or anything. Oh, dear. Michelle says that the police and fire trucks are running up and down the street. Sweetheart, you better hide.
What did you do, Michelle?
That's what I'm saying. She better hide. So anyway, I got fed up with it. And finally, it's like, all right, what is going on here? Because I knew, and I don't pay attention to when I get my little notifications, that the channels I subscribe to, my little monthly payments come out. I just like, okay, 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 okay. But
That's
then
what
I
I do.
thought, yeah. And then I thought, surely not. And sure enough, I went and looked in all of my subscriptions, and somehow I'd been booted out of her treehouse, and it showed I wasn't even subscribed. So I had to go back and redo all that all over again. And now, guess what? I get my notifications, lets me know when she's coming up and everything. Uh, Michelle J says, I'm not telling, but guess what, Carrie?
What?
I don't know.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, good morning, Sam. She says it is 39 degrees Fahrenheit where she's at. The heater is blasting and she's got hot coffee in her cup. Well, folks, let me tell you, I've been telling you all week that our weather for today and especially tomorrow, when our grandson's band is marching in the Arlington, Texas 4th of July parade, that it was supposed to be hot. She said she started the Parisian tiles last night.
So did you?
Go ahead.
I got something in my mouth. Did you get the kit? Or are you doing it? Or are you doing it with your own yarn?
So anyway, it was supposed to be like 98 or 100 today and definitely 102 tomorrow. Well, I don't know what came through, folks, but today's high and tomorrow's high are in the 80s, and we have possibility of rain both days. Isn't that awesome? I mean, and Logan, bless his heart, he's he's hoping it's rain enough that it cancels the parade altogether. His mama says, "No, sweetheart, they'll just make you put on your poncho and keep on a drumming because that's what he is. He's a drummer." And he says, "No, Mom, we don't drum in the rain." So we'll see who wins the argument. Sam says, "Oh, that's awesome. I've always wanted to try that. Good luck."
It's fun. Kit on sale, Mary Maxim.
Oh, that's neat.
Which one did you get?
Yes, which colorway? But anyway, so our temperature at the moment, I didn't even look this up, I should have, is 81 degrees with a high, come on, show yourself. With a high of 85. So see, we're not supposed to get very hot at all. Our humidity at the moment is at 67%. So it's going to be muggy. The guys have already been out mowing the grass, and I know the front yard's mowed and weed eated as long as the battery lasted on the weed eater. She said she got shades of blues. But I also have coffee in my cup, the wonderful Folgers Black Silk with my hazelnut creamer. And sitting off over here to the side is a Diet Dr. Pepper. Well, I shouldn't say diet, it's the zero. Yesterday, I don't know what happened, folks, but I had one in the morning. Then I had another one, and another one, and another one. Yeah, see where I'm going here? I don't drink that many Diet Dr. Peppers in a day. I really don't. 2, stretching it to 3, because most of the time I'm drinking water or this watermelon tea that Beth has me hooked on. But yeah, yesterday I got on a Dr. Pepper kick and wow. So today I'm going to drink my one this morning and slap my hands if I go to the fridge to get another one.
Well, it's 57 here and the high is 73. It feels like it's 61 and the humidity is 80%.
Wow. I am, Sandra. I am. That's why I try to only drink, one in the morning and one in the afternoon if I think about it. But yesterday, boy, I was having a withdrawal or something because I couldn't get enough. That's all there was to it. So I was asking my son-in-law this morning, I said, do you ever get a song stuck in your head? And the only thing about that is you only know a couple of lines, and that's all that goes through your mind. Just those couple of lines, those couple of lines. Yes. I've had a song stuck in my head for 3 days now.
Oh
And
no.
yeah. Yep. It's one that I really, really love. But you do that with your diet ginger ale? Yeah. I'm a huge Simon and Garfunkel fan because that's, one of the groups that I grew up with. And their song, excuse me, Sound of Silence, has always been, you have a commercial jingle stuck in your head for 2 days. Their song Sound of Silence has always been one of my favorites. It really, really has. But a few years ago,
I have, Kim. Sorry, I got
yes,
excited.
yes, Kim, I have, and I love it.
I do
Oh my
too.
goodness.
It's better than the strawberry.
I don't drink the strawberry flavor. The Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero has been my favorite ever since it came out. This blackberry, it's cherry and blackberry, man. I tell you what, there's just something about that berry flavor. Oh,
Hi,
Sarah
Donna.
says, hello, Donna, sweetheart. How are you doing? 74 degrees with a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms. Yeah, that's kind of what they're telling us here. But they'll be late afternoons because, they're really more heat generated than anything else. But anyway, a few years ago, I heard Disturbed sing the song.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It is. And the way he sings it, the emotion he puts into it, caused me to see that song in a totally different way. And it has been my favorite forever. I could sit there and listen to that, put it on a replay loop and listen to it all day long. I would never get tired of it. Yes, he is. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Olga, sweetheart. Reminding everybody to hit those thumbs because you know how it helps the algorithm. Oh, Carrie, look at your messenger, Michelle J said.
I responded.
Okay, Kim G says she doesn't even, I'm not even a big Dr. Pepper fan, but you like that one? Yes. The funny thing about it is that when somebody mentioned it in a chat a couple of weeks ago, I asked my husband, we were out doing something, I don't know, and we stopped at a convenience store and he said, do you want something to drink? And I said, yes, look for that the Dr. Pepper Zero blackberry. He said, okay. Well, he came out with a regular, Dr. Pepper Zero. And he said they didn't have any. And I said, okay, that's fine. Well, then, of course, you know me, I get out my phone and I go to my Walmart app and I get to looking. And they have it, but only in a 12 pack. And I thought, well, okay, we'll go ahead and get the 12 pack and I'm going to have to drink it whether I like it or not.
Oh, it's good though.
Oh, it really is. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I think David brought it home in a 12 pack. Anyway, it got to the house by one way or another. Hello, Mara. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mara.
Ooh, Donna says it is pretty hot here in Ohio. Well, while we are taking just a moment, I would like to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here, especially those of you that come in every time that I pop up with a live. I greatly appreciate your support. And any of you that are lurking, I want to say thank you so much. And I know I've got myself a little lurkers video here for you. So this is for you.
Be
And
careful,
remember,
keep pushing buttons. If she ends the live, that's what happened.
no, I'm okay with this one. So there's my sweet little Bessie saying howdy lurkers, and we'll keep you up with what's going on in the chat. Doing well. Drove my friend to physical therapy, so now I'm waiting for her to be done. I bet you happen to have a crochet project with you, don't you? Longhorn, that's right, Michelle J. Thank you, Maura. Thank you. I would have preferred one with much longer horns, but good morning, Panda. Oh, you are so welcome, sweetheart. I'm
Good
glad you
morning,
were chosen.
Panda.
How are you and Michael doing today? You're at the doctor's. Okay. Sooners.
Sooners.
Yeah, she's from Oklahoma.
What's the Sooners?
Not a Longhorn.
Oh.
Yeah. Michelle J., I think Mara took a friend for physical therapy, not her herself. Yes, a college football team.
Oh.
Yeah, like we have UT Longhorns and the Texas Aggies. I just have to say, because we're an Aggie. Well, my side of the family is Aggies. I mean, my dad graduated from Texas A&M, so it's always been maroon at my house. MJ said, Carrie, you and Megan need not sports. She thinks you get touchdown in baseball.
Oh, I'm a little bit better than that. I know touchdowns are in football, but I don't know the names of teams because I don't watch this stuff anymore. Oh no. Oh, okay.
My friend had a knee replacement surgery. Oh, honey, A&M really is about the only one I follow in Texas. What's really funny is that my oldest daughter married a young man who is UT Orange all the way. Oh my goodness. I thought my dad, of course, now they were already married at the time, and the UT A&M game came on one fall, and we happened to be home that weekend, and Kimball let it slip, that he's UT all the way, and I thought my dad was going to have a coronary. I really did. It's a wonder he even let Kimball stay in the den at that point when the game was on the channel. And thank goodness, all I can say is thank goodness A&M
That's funny.
won that weekend, because I can't imagine what it would have been like in that den if UT had won up A&M. But anyway. Good morning, Amy T, sweetheart. How are you doing today? So I wanted to ask, I hope you kind of like my time. Hello, Thursday, my old friend. like I said, I woke up this morning still with that song stuck in my head. But do you ever get that way? I mean, Sandra admitted to having a commercial jingle running around in her head for a little bit. But when you're sitting down crocheting or you're tootling around the house doing that dreaded housework, do you put music on and whistle, hum, sing while you work? Do you do it in silence? Oh, goodness. Do you sit down and I know many of us love to watch YouTube videos, get caught up with lives, or even possibly watch a live while we're either crocheting or doing some housework, whatever. But I love to just sit down and listen to music. I really, really do. And if it's not, now, if my husband is here, we normally listen to 60s, 70s, and 80s music. But if I'm by myself, I will pull up Pandora, and I love listening to piano and cello music. I just really do that, or I'll pull up one of my classicals like Beethoven, Bach, Tchaikovsky. They're just that's my jam. That's what I grew up with. And of course, taking piano lessons and doing piano competitions, you always played music from the old masters. But as I got older, I was exposed to country music. And yes, most definitely, Olga, good Christian music. Oh, yes, ma'am. So I just wondered when you listen to music, what's your favorite genre? Or do you have a favorite artist that you put on?
We used to, when the kids were little, when my first husband was still alive, every Sunday we would wake up, and that was the day that we cleaned the house. Right. Everything got like spring cleaned. Mm-hmm. We'd pick up during the week, but then everything would get cleaned on Sunday, and he would get up and he'd say, okay, living room and dining room and bathroom, or kitchen and I can't remember what other, who did the kitchen, what other chore they had. Right. Anyway, and I always did the kitchen because I had to have the dishes in the right spots. Not that he didn't put them away right, because he did, and he washed them. It was just a matter of putting them in the dishwasher. But I don't remember why I always had to do the kitchen, though. And we'd always turn on rock. Oh, well, yeah. Really, really loud. The kids would be dancing in the living room because Mackenzie was, they were 4 and 6 when their dad passed. So before that, it was funny. Nana Cat says she loves old school country music. Yes, ma'am, and gospel. Well, when I was growing up, Mom always put on gospel music, and of course this is really dating me, folks. The radio was in the living room, or she'd go and get 2 or 3 albums, the big 33s, and stack them up and get them ready to play. And that's what we listened to while we were cleaning the house. And just like you, now, of course, our big clean it up day was always Saturdays, because Sunday was all about church and resting and church again. But, and yes, we all had our own special area that had to be cleaned and everything. But, yep, that's what we listened to. Amy T says, I love anything but rap and heavy metal. Yeah, I don't know if it's just that rap goes too fast and I can't keep up with the words, or, I don't know.
The beat most of the time is pretty good. It really gets you moving and a grooving. But if I just didn't have to listen to the words, I'd be okay. Oh, Sarah, my parents would always play polka on Sundays. You're not a fan of the polka music, huh? I think I could listen to it for a little while, but then after a bit, I'd have to be changing to something else. And I never could get into heavy metal because all it sounded like was a bunch of loud noises and banging, and that was it. I do think rap has a good beat to it, you know. If I'm crafting and listening to music, I love listening to movie scores. Oh, yes. I think I've shared with y'all once before, but my dad loved opera. Oh, my goodness. And many times he had to go by himself because mother just was not a fan. But this one particular year, heavy metal, Sarah says, nope. I don't blame you. But my dad was able to go watch Phantom of the Opera. And of course, he had to go by himself. And he had his ticket bought, seems like forever. And I would have loved to have been able to come down that weekend and go with him, but just couldn't do it. So anyway, he goes to watch Phantom of the Opera, and he was able to buy a CD. And after that, folks, my mother made sure that she was out of the house by 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. She didn't care if she had to go to the park and sit and listen to the birds because Dad. Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing, sweetheart? And congratulations. You won a membership for this month to my channel. So welcome to the schoolhouse, sweetie. Well, like I said, I would have loved to have seen it, Panda. I am not kidding you. Well, see, that's why I said if I didn't have to listen to the words, just the rap music, I think it's got a great beat. But yes, if you're having trouble with insomnia, classical music is a good one to turn on. But anyway, mother would be out of the house by 8 o'clock because Dad would pop that CD in, and that's what he would pay his bills by. He would listen to that whole CD while he was paying his bills on Saturday morning. Oh, goodness. I think he finally wore that thing out, folks. It got so many scratches and stuff on it. And Panda Sam is wanting to know how you doing, sweetie.
Me?
No, Sam.
No, Panda.
Panda. Yes, how he's doing today. But yes, I love music. They say that music is the universal language, and it truly, truly is. You can be on a train or a bus or sitting in the doctor's office next to someone, and there's a language barrier there for whatever reason, but you turn on some music and everyone seems to be able to relate or to say, I really like that, or it's a great conversational piece too. If you want to break the silence, when you're especially meeting someone for the first time. And I think too, you can tell a lot by a person by the type of music that they listen to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember it was wonderful when Sony came out with the Walkman, because we had 3 girls, and they, of course, 3 to 4 years apart, they all kind of had their own little music groups that they like to listen to. And when you're traveling long distances, and I mean like 6 to 8 hours with 3 little girls in the back seat, always fighting over, can you put on such and such channel on the radio? Or back, of course, when we were traveling, we either had, the cassette tapes that we'd pop in of certain artists, and the girls would sit in the back and groan because do we have to hear that? Country most of the time. So when the Walkman came out, boy, I tell you what, of course, Heather was the oldest, so she was the first one to get one, and then the next one, and then finally Jennifer, and they could put in their earphones and listen to their own music. That was the best investment, guys, for long trips we ever made with those three. Oh my goodness, Carrie.
What?
We're already at the halfway mark.
Okay. July 3rd, lasting love. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. 1 Chronicles 16:34. I love that verse.
I do too.
Romantic relationships come and go. People can be in love one day and out of it the next.
Amen.
When love is approached selfishly, relationships are abandoned when there is no longer a benefit. This can happen in friendships. If you have been through this kind of heartache, you may be a bit cynical about love. If selfish love easily ends, then it must be unselfish love that endures. We know from the scriptures that Jesus was the ultimate example of selflessness. Jesus sacrificed his life on the cross because of his great love for us. This is a love that gives preference to others and always seeks their best. Do you need to be reminded that God's love for you is enduring? He is good, and therefore his love for you is pure and unfailing. Lord, thank you that you love me with an everlasting love. Let me be reminded today of your goodness and faithfulness to me. At times, I have felt disappointed by love, but I thank you that my hope can be restored because of your great love. Amen. Oh, I'm not going to read the other one.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So who or what are some of your favorite artists?
Oh, when I was in school, I can't remember what grade it was, but Def Leppard was like the in thing. Pour Some Sugar on Me was like close to number one or number one. And that was when boom boxes were like in style, and you walked around with them on your shoulder, walking down the road with your extra double D batteries.
Yep.
And a girlfriend of mine, Angie, she lives in Florida now, but her aunt, every time she came over, I would be listening to Def Leppard. She said that's how she remembers me, as the Def Leppard queen.
Oh my goodness.
Because that was what I always played when we were over there. I played one particular cassette over and over and over and over again. I'm surprised I didn't wear it out.
Well, we were cleaning out Warren's closet a few years ago, and he says, Grammy, what is this old radio in the top of my closet? And I said, what do you mean old radio? And pulled it out, and it was my oldest daughter's big boom box. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know this thing was up here. And he said, does it work? And I said, I don't know. Let's pop the back and see. And thankfully, she had been smart enough to take the batteries out of the back. And guys, it still had its cord. You know what I mean? Because that was one where you could, detach the cord, pop the batteries in it, and take it with you everywhere. And then when you were home, you'd hook it up to the cord, plug it in, and it would do. And sure enough, we pulled up its antenna and we hooked it up with its cord, plugged it in, was able to find a radio station within range. And that boy kept that thing in his room, and I guess it's still in there today. But he thought that was so cool. And Heather told him about how, she took it with her on all the band trips. She was popular.
So it was his mom's radio.
Yes, his mom's radio. Yes.
Well, you said it was my oldest daughter's.
Well, that's Heather, his mom.
Yeah, but maybe people didn't know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sam says, I am stuck in my mom and dad's era, was brought up on Santana. Yes, Bloody Moods, Elvis, Roy O, and Frankie Avalon. Well, sweetheart,
I love Santana.
Yep, that's my era, Sam. Although, I know a lot of you are going to blast me, but I was never really a big Elvis Presley fan. I really wasn't.
Hated him. My mom and dad loved him, and every time they put him on, I would go outside because I just couldn't stand him.
Well, I mean, there were some of his songs that I loved. I mean, I really did. Now, my mom did have one of his gospel albums, and I loved when he sang Amazing Grace, obviously. And man, it just popped out of my head. I'll think of it in a minute. But
I'm not an Elvis fan either.
But there, for the most part, a lot of his music, I wasn't much of an Elvis Presley fan. Good morning, Amy. How are you doing, sweetheart? But
good morning, Amy. Your vacation is almost over. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
And she's not listening to you at the moment because you said that.
Probably not.
Yeah. My vacation is usually not over until my head hits the pillow the night before it's over. Now, I have a sister that's a little over a year younger than me. And what's really funny is she loves 50s and 60s music. I mean, she really, really does. And of course, I'm 60s, 70s, and some 80s. It just depends on who it is. But I'm a big 60s, 80s, 60s, and 70s gal. One of my most favorite groups of that time period is the Eagles. Obviously, groups like the Beach Boys, the Monkees, the Doors.
Oh my God, the Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees, yes. Excuse me. Also love Tom Jones. Oh my goodness, that voice.
Mm-hmm.
And
go ahead.
I can see. Well, no, I can see him. He was on. Ended up in Vegas for years. Oh man, I can see his face.
Well, while you're thinking, I was at the dentist again back when the kid's dad was still alive, and it seemed like every time I was in the dentist chair, there was one particular Tom Jones song that always came on. It it was I'm not even kidding. It was one song for the life of me. Ed Sullivan.
Yes, I grew up with Ed Sullivan
But I
and
can't
Lawrence
for the
Welk
life of me remember it. And Hee Haw.
and Hee Haw. Yes. Is it Newson? Oh my goodness, who? Isn't that awful? Oh my goodness. I can see his
You'll
face.
remember as soon as we're not live.
Oh, I know. I know. That's how it always happens. Okay. This is bugging me.
I have a question, you guys, while she's looking that up. Should I offer at the auction this doily of any color for people to bid on? And don't forget, the auction is next Friday, not tomorrow, but a week from Friday. Gosh, it's coming up quick. Nobody, huh? Leave it this color only? You mean offer it in white only?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, but I'm going to have a red one too.
Now, is that the same pattern?
The same exact pattern. I'd have to buy white if I did them all in white.
Oh, there
You
we
still
go.
can't find him?
Wayne Newton. There you go. Yes, and Liberace.
Only
Yeah,
offer the ones that are made, don't offer to make any?
right. Yes. I think you just need to auction off what is already made, because there are other things, that I know you have set aside so that you could concentrate on this, and that's great. But because remember, folks, this is July, and you know what one of the favorite topics are, especially in crafts at this time of the year, and that's Christmas in July. So a lot of folks are going to be wanting to start thinking about Christmas ideas to get a jump on it and everything. So
This is for Jill.
oh, look at that. That is so pretty.
For Jill Fountain. She wanted one that was red, green, and yellow, or red, green, and yellow. You guys, I'm sorry, I don't feel very well. Red, green, and white.
That's very pretty.
So I made her this. And it's not very big. I got to get that sent to her. Hi, Pamela.
Well, Pam, I'm just so glad that we can make your day brighter today, sweetheart.
Oh, I'm so glad, Pamela.
Yeah.
You're so
Yeah.
sweet.
So, speaking of working on things, what is everybody going to be working on the rest of the day? Many of you may be working on getting special dishes and things like that ready for July 4th picnic tomorrow. Or even if it's not a picnic, maybe just getting ready for a big gathering at your house or going to a big gathering at someone else's house. Or maybe even having a quiet day.
That's what I'm doing. I'm having a quiet day. My mom's birthday is Saturday.
Oh,
And we're not having cards. So I told her we'd make her liver and onions.
oh, I love liver and onions. Oh my goodness, do I love it.
Mm-hmm. So does my mom.
I think I just
Or
heard a
chicken
gag.
hearts.
I think I just heard a gag remark from the other room.
Well, their gag remark doesn't count.
My dad was the only one that would eat liver and onions with me. And so that would always be our treat when we get together. He and I'd go out somewhere most of the time to a Luby's restaurant, if any of y'all can remember those. And we would get our liver and onions and sit, chit chat, enjoy.
Yeah.
Nana Cat says she's going to be redoing a baby blanket that she had to frog. And speaking of frogging, looky there. Good morning, sweetie.
You said frog, and I appeared. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah,
Good morning,
Amy
good
says
morning.
today is her birthday.
Happy birthday, Amy.
And he works
wow.
also.
Let me change it to mine real quick.
Well, I was going to sing to her.
So we can sing happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday to you.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amy. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Happy birthday, sweet Amy.
I'll sing to Amy. She don't mind because I can't carry a tune in a bucket, but she's got a bucket. So we're good. Bless your heart, Amy. Happy birthday, sweetheart.
That's why she took the week off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I take the week off too.
Yep.
Kimberly, I love your icon. You look like somebody I know. Just thought I'd point that out. What you do? You look like somebody I know. That's not a bad thing.
No.
It could be, but it's not. Sorry, I'm in a good mood. My camera's way askew, but it's all good. You're welcome, Amy.
Doesn't look bad.
No. So, I'm in a good mood. I hope everybody else is.
I bet that means you're just about finished with your crochet project.
No.
Oh, okay.
I have so much to do, but I'm still
too. Yeah.
I'm in a happy mood. Happy mood. Yes, I am. My husband's off work for 4 days. Most people don't like it, but I like that. So I like that. We're broker than broke, but that's life. But I'm actually happy he's off for 4 days. I like that. We're not going to do anything for the 4th of July, but hang out together. I actually will watch the fireworks in our nation's capital on my computer.
Yes.
I enjoy those fireworks the most. I grew up going to watch them.
Oh, wow.
almost most of my life.
Yeah.
Well, it's not most of my life anymore, but um, I got to see them in 1976 when I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
Was amazing, let me
I
tell
bet it
you.
was.
Do you know, we don't often remember things from when you're young, but I remember those. Those stick out in my head. Um, we sat on top of my parents' van, all of us kids, and they to me were the best fireworks I ever saw in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just were amazing. Um, it was really cool to see them around the Washington Monument,
Right.
and around our nation, the Capitol, and obviously, the White House and stuff. So to me, that's all inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never be as set that big, but then again, I was 6 years old. You
Right.
got to remember that, and of course, it was the bicentennial, so that was cool. But now we have, another anniversary coming up, and I'm
Yes.
excited for next year's.
Me
Um,
too.
I just love the fireworks around our nation's capital. Now, my sister, who saw them, loves the fireworks in Kentucky, Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's seen fireworks. We've been down New Orleans and seen fireworks. Her and I both. And she's seen them in DC and everything. But her favorite ones are in Louisville.
Wow.
It's cool.
Hello, Susan. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for joining us here.
Hey, Pamela.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Pamela.
I want to know from the chat before we have to go, where is your favorite place to see fireworks?
Well,
And I wish
you
I had been here earlier.
well, and you was talking about a memory when I was at the children's home. Those of us kids that didn't go anywhere during the summer, especially when I got into high school, I had too many band camps and that kind of thing that I went to. They would load up all of us, and we would hightail it to the beach to South Padre Island, and we would be there. We'd camp out overnight on the beach and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it was lots of fun, and we would be there to see the fireworks that they did out there in the Gulf. It was always so cool. Oh my goodness.
They also do them down there at the bottom of Calvert County in Maryland, at the
Mm-hmm.
bottom of Calvert County and St. Mary's County, over the bay, over the Chesapeake Bay, mind you. And you go out, you have to be in a boat. Now, you
Uh-huh.
can be on land, but it's not the same experience. So you go out on a boat, and the fireworks are over the water.
Right.
And
That's where ours
are
was.
spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
And those fireworks are done by the Navy. They are done by Pax River Naval Air Station, and they are shot out. And they go out in their ship.
Yeah.
That's not a boat. And
Mm-hmm.
they fire off the fireworks. And those are amazing too, mind you. Now, I think those are beautiful and amazing, but nothing tops the nation's capital, in my
Oh
opinion.
no. Yeah.
But that's my opinion. Now, there's people that say they're better everywhere. The McKinley Monument sounds amazing.
It sure does.
Now, in the nation's capital, you can be anywhere in DC. I've seen people take pictures down by the Vietnam Memorial, which is done in black, and
Yeah.
the fireworks reflecting off the memorial, and it's
Yes.
amazing. But
That
you
is
could be
beautiful.
anywhere in Washington, D.C. to see the fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
But normally you go down off what they call the mall, which
Right.
is the reflecting pool where
Mm-hmm.
the monuments at one end, the Washington monuments at one end, and there's lots of grass areas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my parents just put us on top of the van so we'd have a good vantage point.
Right.
And before that, we also sat out on a blanket in the field and watched the music and saw the Beach Boys play.
Oh, how cool.
They were
Yeah.
headlining.
Yeah. We would even, of course, all of us would have our radios. We'd all bring them. And there was this one channel, I cannot remember the name of it, but it was an A&M channel, folks. And you would tune it and you would wait, because at the certain time that the fireworks would start going off, music would come over, of course, a lot of the national anthems, America the Beautiful, and of course, different variations while the fireworks were going off. And
Yes,
it was really one of the very few times that you didn't have any commercial or announcement breaks. Way
right.
back, folks, I'm talking about in the 60s when I grew up.
Oh yeah, it was always the Marine Corps band that played the
Yeah.
national anthem and America the Beautiful and stuff while the fireworks went off, and that's amazing. And hello, Teresa.
Hello, Teresa,
Oh, I
sweetheart.
know
Thank you
you
for
too,
jumping in here.
Pamela. Now, see, I watched that on TV, well, which is on my computer.
Right.
I love it, and because I watch it on my computer, I can take myself back to a time. Now, mind you, I was going there from the time I was born until I was 18, 19, 20,
Uh-huh.
into my 20s. I was going
Right.
to our national. Oh my gosh, I was going there when I was 27. So I was going there most, good portion of my life.
Right.
But
Right.
I don't miss it on TV. It's fun. I record it. I mean,
Yeah.
I was recording it. It's enjoyable to me. But I love hearing where all of you go. I love that. You go
I
down to
would
the
rather now,
in
at
the
my
house.
age and comfort and everything, watch it from the television. Comfort of
I
my
love
own home with the AC.
Pamela sits on her front porch and watches
Yes.
them. And they used to go down to Kentucky on a serpentine wall in Watson. Watch them. I'm sure that's what she meant. But
Right.
Amy
This is
going down to the McKinley Monument in Canton, I think
Mhm.
that's beautiful. I love that. It
Yeah.
fascinates me. I know I admit fireworks are probably for children more so than adults, but I love them and I'm 55 years old.
Well, I think when they're set to music, it
Mhm.
really is awesome. I mean,
It
it
is.
truly is. But I've gotten to where I would much rather be able to watch them on the television or, like you said, on my computer because the repercussion, tends
Yes.
to heighten my anxiety. And of course, now I have dogs, so there's no way
Oh,
I
I
would
don't.
take
I
them
worry
there.
about animals. Yes.
Mhm.
They do set them up here, 5, 7 minutes from my house. I
Right.
can hear them, and in my yard, I can see them.
Oh, well,
But
now that's nice.
now sometimes we'll drive. We can only see the real high ones. We will
Right.
sometimes drive down there and sit in our vehicle and watch them.
Right.
But I always, because our dogs sometimes would react. I don't have dogs anymore.
Right.
I'm worried about Pugsley reacting because he's very skittish.
Right.
He already reacts to thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's put on by the quarry. We have a big, huge quarry diagonally across the road.
Right.
The quarry puts on it for free every
Ooh,
year. They do the fireworks, and people from all around come to watch them.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's wonderful, and they're beautiful fireworks. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful.
Right.
But yeah, I'm very partial. Obviously, I grew up there, and that was the first things I ever remember seeing. So I'm very partial. And my sister's very partial to Kentucky. No, it's not a
Melissa, I'm sorry.
we
My
speak
phone's having a really bad hair day.
we speak chatties.
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
sorry, I didn't mean to take over your chat when I came in. It's just
No,
that's
that's
why
okay.
I'm on the mode because I know the 4th is coming and
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm going to see our nation's capital and I'm very excited with this new president of what he's going to have perform.
Oh, I know.
I
It's
very much enjoyed the military parade.
yeah.
I think our military should be able to do that every time it's their birthday.
Yep.
Um, I loved that. I really enjoyed watching it. It was such a boon for me to see that. I like to promote our military.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry.
That's
Nope.
okay.
Frog's still coming together.
Mm-hmm.
You
Frog's
see,
still
that's,
coming together.
that's why I'm in such a good mood today.
Mhm.
My husband had
Well,
to put up with this
On
morning.
that note, folks, I'm sure there's others that you're anxious to get over and follow and watch today. So we are going to start off with our happy frog.
Oh, yes. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. Don't forget Southern Sisters this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And also, don't forget, Twisted Fiber Friends is on Sunday. Happy yarning.
Carrie?
Thank you, Susan. Remember, one random act of kindness can change the world. Love you guys.
As always, folks, thank you so much for joining us, whether it's for the whole hour or even just for a few minutes. You know, you always warm our hearts, especially when you pop in and let us know that you're in the chat. Anyone that catches this on the replay, please be sure and leave your thumbprint and a comment to let us know that you were here. Always remember, folks, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light that they're waiting to see. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.